The wonders of life got the prettiest side for everyone to enjoy. Standing up close by the Christmas tree, glimmering light, I am right where I wanna be. I will be home for a couple of days, wander around with you. You and me in the cold, thought it'd never be true. Wherever I go, I got you. Oh, I have stopped running, there is no way trying. You better loosen your belt. Drinking hot wine by the fire, don't care of anything else. It's Christmas.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of 25 Days of Christmas, an Advent podcast where we take a look into a movie or special every day until December 25th. I'm Patricia and I'm here with my sister Carlene.
Hello everyone.
Today we're going to be taking a look into another adaptation based off of the classic story, A Christmas Carol, written by Charles Dickens. I know that we talked about it a few weeks ago with Scrooge, A Christmas Carol from Netflix. This time around we're going a little bit older. We're taking a look into the 1999 adaptation of A Christmas Carol, starring Patrick Stewart. And I'm sure that a lot of people already know about Christmas Carol at this point, since it's been around for hundreds of years. But for those who don't, it's about a grumpy old man named Ebenezer Scrooge who doesn't care for Christmas. A lot of things happen to him that were very tragic that happened around the season. So he's visited by three spirits. Goes to Christmas past, present, and Christmas yet to come, where he learns the error of his ways and he learns to be a good human being as well as keeping Christmas into his heart. So we talked about Scrooge, A Christmas Carol, so let's talk about this adaptation. So how do we feel about this one? So let's talk about what we liked about it. So what I liked about this adaptation was that it was able to capture the original essence of the story. It's very gloomy, it's very dark, but at the same time it has that nice balance of being very light and very uplifting. I also liked Patrick Stewart's portrayal of Ebenezer Scrooge on this. I also really liked the set designs. I liked the costumes. I liked the interpretations of how the stories went for each of the spirits. We got to see the stories about Scrooge's past with Ghost of Christmas Past. We got to see his childhood. We got to see his young adult years where he was starting to lean more towards caring about money than caring about his love Belle. Then we see the Ghost of Christmas Present, where we get to know more about how everybody else celebrates Christmas. We get to see how his nephew is celebrating Christmas and how the Cratchits celebrate Christmas, which is also really nice. And then the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, where we get to see a much more grimmer future. So it does check off everything that was in the original book pretty well. I would say as an adaptation, it's probably one of the most authentic to the book, which I do like and appreciate.
I'll agree with that for you because I've actually never read the book. This is probably my favorite adaptation from what I've seen. So I too agree. I like how everything plays out. It's dark, it's gloomy, and it feels real. It feels like you can follow the progression of these characters and almost see yourself like living these things. Like I watch a lot of time period pieces. So I think they did a really good job of making that world feel authentic, and the characters feel authentic. I think Patrick
Stewart.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart is a phenomenal actor, and there's moments where you see his true genius in this. He plays, I think, both like all parts of his character so well. When he's super grouchy, you believe him to be grouchy. When he's like joyous and he starts like almost laugh. He hadn't laughed for so long. It was almost like the Grinch when like his heart first grows those sizes.
Yeah.
Like his body's having like a reaction. Like there's a scene where Patrick Stewart is laughing outwardly for the first time in who knows how long.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the heart growing those sizes. Like he can't figure out how to laugh properly until, he gives it a couple of practices. He does that well. You can just see the natural progression of this character, and it's believable. I also, with that, like all of the, like you're saying, like all of the ghosts that present themselves, it feels plausible. It feels like their characters are depicted so realistically, in my opinion, that it feels like it could happen, you know? Versus sometimes when it's a little bit too magical or too whimsical or too like out there, it's like, all right, you know, you could tell. But this one almost felt like, hey, this looks real. It feels real. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the characters that they've chosen. I like I forgot his name, the guy that works for him.
Bob Cratchit.
I like Bob Cratchit's character in this. You know, he has kind of that like, you know, meekness and like humbleness. He taps into that really well.
And there was also his nephew Fred, who's like very optimistic,
charismatic, and that character. The guy who plays in that role, I've seen him do multiple like different. He's played different styles where he's been a good guy, bad guy, and things like that. So I think he did a really nice job in this movie. But I also think that if they had chosen another character, like another person, it would have been okay as well. Mm-hmm. But I think Patrick Stewart, like, in my opinion, shined a little more, you know, like he did really well in this.
Okay.
I think that not my only criticism, maybe there's a few, but one of the main criticisms I have is it's a little bit slow and it's a little bit dark.
Yeah, again, that's trying to capture the original source material.
Yeah, even though it's not like dark, like it just feels gloomy dark, like heavy dark.
I mean, this is 1840s England.
Yeah, and also they're like really tapping into that. Like the scenes are a little bit darker and they feel cold. Mm-hmm. And like I know that they're trying to do that, but they do a really good job of that.
Yeah.
So you feel like cold.
Yeah, exactly. You get to see like the gloominess where the sun is not even out and it's cold with the winter. So
I feel that gloominess.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you just want to stay inside and drink hot cocoa.
Mm-hmm. So like that's probably my only criticism because, you know, like you spend a lot of time in that space before you spend maybe the last 10, 15 minutes in the cheerfulness.
Yes.
The majority of the film is in that heavy gloom.
Yeah, I mean, they do tend to dip into it from time to time, like the scenes where you see Scrooge's past with Mr. Fezziwig and the celebration, and then there's also Fred and his wife celebrating. So you do get to see that optimism and happiness, but for the most part, it does continue to stay pretty gloomy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that if we don't really have too much to say about it, let's talk about how we would rank it in terms of watchability.
Yeah, I think most people have seen Scrooge. So they are A Christmas Carol, so they probably kind of understand the storyline.
Yeah.
I think the storyline is great. We all have agreed, and I think we agree that this adaptation is well done. This is one of those movies that I would recommend for families as well. Mm-hmm. Even though it has that gloom, it's like visually gloomy, but not like it doesn't have that like aura of gloom, like in the sense that like there isn't that occult feel that maybe one of that newest Scrooge movie had.
Oh yeah, sure.
That element that you kind of felt like so like it was displaced, you don't have that here.
No, you don't.
So I definitely recommend this movie more so for families.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand, you know, why people do it for the Christmas time. For me, even though like this is I think one of our parents, mainly my dad's one of his favorite Christmas movies, so that's why we watch it every year or almost every other year.
Yeah.
For me personally, I probably wouldn't add it to my every year.
Okay.
Even though I like it and I can enjoy it, I think I more so watch it because it's a family, not tradition, but kind of.
I mean, it is true. I mean, we have seen this movie ever since it came out.
Mm-hmm. And we watch it like together as a family where it's all four of us. There's very few movies Christmas time that we will watch together, but this is one of those.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of like get into it because it's tradition. But if it was me, myself, and I probably would skip it here and there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably like in my viewing of it, I'll probably like watch it every other year.
Yeah.
All right, let's rate it.
I'm gonna let you take over on that one. What do you think?
Okay, I know that I've said before that there are a lot of adaptations based off of A Christmas Carol, so in terms of me knowing about the book and in terms of the presentation of what it was able to capture pretty authentically, I would give it 4.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a 3, just because it's good. So that is a solid 3.
Yeah.
But it's just not one of my most enjoyable Christmas movies. Like, It's nice, and I do like how it ends, and I really do love when he's asking, like, hey boy, what day is it? It's Christmas. And then it feels like when he opens up that window, you almost feel the warmth kind of coming into the movie.
Yeah.
It just feels like it takes a little bit too long for that for me. So I'm going to give it a 3.
Okay. All right, everyone. So that is it for our discussion of the 1999 adaptation of A Christmas Carol. Let us know in the comments below about what your thoughts of it are. Do you prefer this version or do you prefer any other adaptation? If you have not yet, then please share this video, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and let us know if you want us to cover any other Christmas movie or special. Tune in next time as we're going to be taking a look at another one. Hope to see you around soon. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Gaze upon the sky, Christmas on my mind, somewhere from a place up high above. There